Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is, I think, one of the most powerful concepts for just getting more out of life. We're talking about productivity, happiness, deep engagement. We are talking about the state of flow.
Just think about it for a second. Have you ever had that experience? Maybe you were playing guitar, or you were deep in a coding project, maybe playing a sport, or even just having a really great conversation. It's that feeling, where the rest of the world just kind of fades away. That's exactly what we're going to get into today.
So it turns out that magical feeling isn't some random fluke. It actually has a name. And really, understanding it is the secret to unlocking a more focused and honestly, a more fulfilling life. So what is this thing? And how on earth does it work?
Well, this state is called flow. You can think of it as that perfect sweet spot. It's peak performance meets peak experience. It's when you're so immersed, so totally absorbed that everything else, all your worries, your to-do list, even that little voice in your head, it all just melts away.
Now, this isn't just some feel-good self-help idea. No, this is a scientifically studied psychological concept, and it was pioneered by the brilliant psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. He spent decades, literally decades, researching what makes people truly happy, and he discovered that flow was this universal key.
Okay, so how do we get there? How do we find this state? The good news is, it's not about luck. Flow actually has a specific recipe. So let's break down the ingredients, what you actually need to enter this incredibly powerful state of mind.
Csikszentmihalyi found that flow is absolutely not accidental. It's built on 7 very specific conditions. And we can kind of split these into 2 buckets. First, there's the setup, the things you can control. And then there's the feeling that happens as a result.
So let's start with the setup. These are the first 3 conditions you can actually create for yourself. First, you need crystal clear goals. Think of it like a video game. You always know what the mission is. Second, you need instant feedback. A musician hears the note as they play it, right? You need to see the results of your actions right away. And third, and this is so crucial, you need that perfect balance where the challenge pushes you right to the very edge of your skills. Not too easy, not too hard. It has to stretch you.
And when you get those first 3 conditions right, these next 4 things are what you feel. This is the internal experience of being in flow. You get total immersion, where the activity basically becomes your entire world. You lose that little nagging inner critic. That's the loss of self-consciousness. You feel this deep, profound sense of control over what you're doing. And of course, the classic one everybody talks about. Time just warps. Hours can literally feel like minutes.
All right, so we know what flow is, we know how to get there, but the real reason this is such a game-changing idea is why it matters so much. Because this isn't just about being more productive, it's a fundamental shift in how we think about happiness itself.
We're all taught that happiness comes from kicking back, relaxing, taking it easy. But what Csikszentmihalyi's research found was actually the complete opposite. Things like scrolling social media or binge watching a show, they often leave us feeling kind of bored, apathetic, or even empty. Real, lasting satisfaction, it doesn't come from just passively consuming. It comes from creating, from tackling hard things, from actively engaging with our lives. That's where we grow.
This quote from Csikszentmihalyi just hits the nail on the head. I mean, think about it for yourself. Think about your proudest moments. Were you just chilling on the couch? Or were you overcoming a real challenge, pushing yourself? That feeling of being stretched to your limits, that is the reward.
So here's the big takeaway from all this. We don't just find happiness lying around somewhere. We build it. Happiness is the natural, almost automatic result of growth, of putting in the effort, and of being deeply involved in our own lives.
Okay, this all sounds amazing, right? But how do we actually do it? So for this last part, let's get really practical. This is about turning the theory into your actual life. Let's look at how you can intentionally design more flow into your day-to-day.
It really boils down to these 3 simple, actionable steps. First, for whatever you're doing, set a clear, specific goal. Don't just work on the project. Instead, try to write the first 2 paragraphs with 3 key examples. See the difference? Second, be absolutely ruthless about killing distractions. Turn off the phone, close the extra tabs, create a little sanctuary just for focus. And third, Actively look for that sweet spot of challenge. Look for tasks that are just a little bit, maybe 4%, harder than what you can already do comfortably. That's the zone. That's where flow lives.
And listen, this isn't just for some elite group of people. It doesn't matter if you're a student grinding through finals, a creator in a studio, an athlete on the field, a professional at your desk, an entrepreneur building something from scratch. Really, this is for anyone who is chasing a sense of purpose. Flow is a deeply human experience, and it's available to all of us.
Let's end on this one last powerful thought. At its absolute core, flow is about taking control of your own consciousness, of your own attention. And when you think about it, what you pay attention to is your reality. So by learning to control your focus, you are literally learning to control the quality of your own life. So the question I'll leave you with is this: what are you going to choose to focus on?